Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys spending some time liking, subscribing, commenting, and just watching this video. So I really do appreciate that. And let's talk about this 2 feet of water thing that happens in the springtime, because you hear a lot of people talk about the fish go to the bank. You know, you have a warm night, maybe a couple warm days, a warming trend, and those fish are going to move shallow. Now, in the pre-spawn, I like to stay out. I want to stay long tapering points, flats next to the main river channel, flats next to creek channels, really the shallowest water that I can find near the main river. I think most of those fish, when they get out of their winter pattern, they're going to pull up and stop somewhere for a couple weeks and feed heavily. And you may have a massive group of fish in just one little area. You know, the saying is, if you can catch one there in the pre-spawn, you can usually catch 100. Now, that's not always going to be the case because of how good we've gotten with side imaging and down scan, and we really have broken up those schools in the summertime so they don't all migrate together like they used to, but there are still big groups of fish. And when you think about it, you have a rock pile here, and pre-spawn fish from this whole region of the lake are moving right here. You got 5-pounder, 5-pounder, 6-pounder, 4-pounder, 5-pounder, and you can just make one cast to that rock pile, catch 25, 30 pounds off that one rock pile. And when they go to spawn, all those fish are going to go different places in that cove or pocket or creek arm, wherever they're spawning. You're not going to be able to catch all of them. You can catch them all with one cast right here. So you'll see a 30-pound bag come off this in the pre-spawn, and then when they move into the pocket, 15, 16, 17 pounds is going to be really strong. So you see the weights big in the pre-spawn, fall off drastically in the spawn. So for that reason, if we're in February or March, I want to be looking for this rock pile. I want to be looking for those pre-spawn type spots. Unfortunately, when you have all those fish congregated in one little area, they're very hard to find. You may fish all of this and not hit that one rock pile where they're all at, and never find them. And that's just typically how pre-spawn fishing goes. You're either a million miles away or you're right on them. There's no in between. The fish aren't kind of all over the place. They're right on one spot. So for that reason, pre-spawn fishing is super hard. So when you get into the 2 foot of water deal this time of year, it's very similar to that. You're going to have to fish a lot of shallow water before you find that magic little stretch. Now, what typically does happen this time of year is those fish are not going to venture too far away from the main river channel or the creek channel. The really dirt shallow ones that we're talking about, they're not going to be way in the back of a creek arm, way in the back of a pocket, you know, where you have to swim, you know, miles to get back there. And typically what you will find in those tight places this time of year are just little ones. You don't catch those great big ones unless they're maybe resident fish or something, but that school of fish that's going to pull in there, they got deep water behind them, because they know if for whatever reason, maybe there's a freeze, maybe the back of that bay gets so cold that the water freezes, or there's a big weather change, whatever it may be, they're right back out into the safe zone out in deeper water. So dirt shallow, 2 foot of water, of course they're going to get in there. Anytime you have water gets around 50 degrees, you have a big population of fish on your lake move into the mud, is what I call it, but it's typically very close to deep water. So unless you have a creek channel or river channel nearby, you're not in the right 2 foot of water area. So try that this time of year, early spring, pre-spawn. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.